So I have my harvester, and I have the New Holland with the tipper behind me in my farmyard. I just go with the tractor with the least amount of hours. I'm gonna get to harvesting these soybeans on this field, and then I don't know if I'm gonna get able. I don't know if I will be able to get through it all today, but probably. It's not a big field. And it's not, let's see, what is the yield on this? Yeah, the crop rotation is bad. It's a new crop rotation, so. But it's not gonna be that, it's loamy sands. Apparently, oh, that's where harvested weeds are growing. That's normal. But it's good on pH, obviously good on nitrogen, because soybeans don't need nitrogen. So it's not going to be a great yield, both because of the ground type and the fact that they made up crops that were previously in here. It's the start of a game. But it'll give me some soybeans, which I can use as the mineral feed in my TMR mixture. So a little more of that means I won't have to buy as much if I have to buy any. And then of course I have the 3 cereal crops to make some grain grist out of, which also works as my mineral feed. Yeah, I'll probably go around one more time, and that should give me enough room to turn around so I can go up and down after that. Actually, I think I'll go back and forth around the bottom and then go up and back and forth around the top and then turn around. That'll give me a little more room. But 2 would probably be enough room. But 3 will definitely be enough room. Okay, now I can set up the VCA. I'm just gonna make it easy and set up a terrible 180 because I want to be lazy. And let me get to where this one, yeah, look right here. It won't take too many. The next one will pretty much straighten out the edge to 180 degrees. And there we go. The edge is all straightened out. Well, at least on this side, which is the side I'm going up and down, so it's the side that matters. Okay, because I'm not going to be able to get everything in the tank, even though there's not going to be too much more than one tank's worth. And I am just going to be getting further and further from my yard. I'm going to run over and get my tipper and hopefully not get run over by a car. And go empty my harvester now. And at least this one, it doesn't really matter that it's a dolly because the silo is a drive-through. So I won't have to back it up. There's two full rows left. The third row will be almost full, but I believe it will narrow out enough to not be quite full on the coming back down. But I'm almost done harvesting my little field of beans over here. A little steeper. Not for long enough to be annoying though. just a little too wide to get all of this in one last row. You know what, I think I'm going to grab this side so I won't have to come back down. Although I guess it wouldn't have been much back down, but that should be enough that I just have to go forward for on the course to grab the rest of it. And it almost would have fit in one tank. I think I had just over 1,000 liters left in the that I could have fit in the last tank, so about 500 liters more than a full tank. Oh, I guess I can look. Yeah, so 400 liters more in a full tank. Yeah, let's get this back across the street. I wouldn't want to drive any distance with this with the header on, but crossing the street with the header on, it's not too bad. That's probably about as close as I'm getting it. Let me just try to straighten that up. Make it easier to get the tipper in there. Okay. And that's actually perfect. Just enough room to get out of it. So let me go get my tipper and put the beans in the silo. It's almost time to feed my cows. Okay, we just turn down this and get into the dump lane. And there we go. Now I have 5379 liters of soybean in my silo system. Altogether, I have close to 50,000 liters of my capacity that is being used. But it has a lot of capacity, so it should be okay. Okay, let me cover that and work on getting this into the barn. Let me make sure I got that straightened up. Okay. I just wanted to get it closer so I can use the drive, but I have to have it straight to really be able to back up. And then go slow. Okay, that gets it mostly out of the way and still has the tongue in a spot that's easy to grab. So let's see. My cows, yeah. Definitely need food to get to breakfast, which is not surprising. So let's turn that off and get in this because I need arms. And this is the only tractor that can put arms on. There we go. And now to go get a bucket full, last bucket full of green grist that's been made out of my silo. I think that would be enough. Depends how much over my potatoes and silage are. But we'll see if this brings it to at least 5%. It says it is. Oh yeah, 5.6%. I didn't have my spreadsheet up, so I couldn't look at what the minimum for what I've set it up, set the equations up for was. But let's get this mixing so that I can feed it to my cows. There we go. We're closing in on having half a slurry tanker full. And that, I've parked too close to be able to go out and look at the manure pit. And that's about half full. They are running low on straw, so let me go get a straw bale, mega bale thing too. I'm gonna need to grab my bale spikes so I can just put a whole mega bale in there. Might be too heavy without the weight. It might also be just the fact that it's so sloped there. But I think I need to grab the weight, which I also think I knocked over. I did knock it around, but let's see. Now let's see if I can pick up a mega bale of straw. Much better. Not the one I was originally going to go for, but it didn't really matter. I think I had to change the recipe so it can actually accept straw. So I'm already faced this way, so I can drop my arms off. And then swing around to drop the weight off. Should have lowered that first, but it worked out alright. So let me hook back up to this and then change the recipe. And now I can start actually breaking down the straw. And I can go fill my cow's bedding, and then I'll be done for the day. And tomorrow I can get that other field of grass into hay bales, which was the last major thing I had to do for October. Which is good, because tomorrow is the last day of October. Cows sound happy. And I am done giving them straw, so I'm gonna go put this away. And I will see y'all in the morning.